In this video, I'm going to be breaking down a simple day trading strategy video. I've done another video on this strategy that's way more in depth. So after you watch this video, if you're still a little bit confused, I'll link that in the description. You can go check that one out. It's super simple with a checklist, etc., etc. But in this video, I'm going to be breaking down an amazing trade that one of our members took according to our trading plan. Now, you guys know I have switched to swing trading, so I'm not day trading anymore, but these videos have been well requested. A lot of you follow me for day trading, which makes sense because that's what I did for 4.5 years. But what I'm going to do for you is break down each week. I will break down one of our members' trades because the ARM trading community, we have swing traders and we have day traders. So we still have people who are trading our day trading strategy every single day, and then we have swing traders like myself. So let me know if that's something you want me to do. If you guys want to see more day trading content from me and strategy videos, I can break down the members' trades from that week or one of the trades that was really good or whatever it is according to our strategy. That way you're still able to get that from me. Just an FYI, these won't be trades that I'm personally taking because I'm not a day trader anymore. I'm a swing trader, but these are trades according to our plan that our members caught. So if that is something you're interested in, please drop a like and comment in the video. If not, that's completely cool. This is going to be kind of like a test to see how it does or if that's something you're interested in. But without further ado, let's jump into it. So as you guys can see here, we're on the daily time frame. This is where I like to start my analysis, the weekly and then the daily. So we actually wanted price up into this region up here, into this fair value gap that was created from this high down to this candle low was the price leg. And we had this imbalance in price. We're coming up nice and corrective. So we want price up in this region, which means we can gladly look for longs up until we get up into this region. So then we want to jump down to the 4-hour time frame and we want to kind of look at, where are some areas of interest that we can kind of look to take some trades, right? And if I just fast forward this a bit, we'll see where are we now. We're at Wednesday right now. If I break this up a little bit more, you can see we created this nice demand zone right here that was responsible for this big push to the upside. We had all this liquidity here. Now, you guys are watching this. NFP did come out and come right into our zone, which is something we wanted to see. A lot of us are in shorts from a swing perspective, but we're not going to touch on that because this is a day trading strategy video. So we want to be looking for an order block or demand or supply zone, depending on what you're looking for. So if we're looking for longs, we want to be looking for areas of demand that caused a push to the upside, right? I've talked about this in the other strategy video. Go watch that one after this video for more clarity, but these are the areas of interest that we want to be looking for. So 4-hour points of interest, 1-hour points of interest, then we can look for the 15-minute and the 5-minute for our entries. So within these points of interest, we want to see a liquidity sweep. So we want to see some sort of liquidity swept, and I will show you this in a second, but I'm just plotting this in your brain before we get there, just so you understand when we do get there. But the checklist that you ideally want for longs in terms of the point of interest is an area that caused a big shift to the upside. So you can see here, we swept all this liquidity to the left. We caused a move to the upside. We built more liquidity up here, and then we created this nice demand zone. So then we just want to mark this out. So we also want to see how price approaches this zone, right? We don't want to see the market rally down very, very aggressively. We want to see price kind of come down nice and corrective, building that liquidity to take out. When I'm looking at this area, like I talked about, we want to see some sort of liquidity sweep. So if I break this down into further detail here, you can see on the 15-minute time frame, you can see we do have this nice internal low over here, which is an area of interest that we could see price come down and sweep, just because we want to see some sort of liquidity get swept before we look to get involved. And resting below it, we do have this demand zone, right? So a lot of the time in these 4-hour points of interest, we can find like a 15-minute order block within there just to refine it a little bit more. That way we can have a smaller stop loss with our day trading setups and maximize our risk reward and the confirmations needed to get into the trade. So now I'm just going to play this out and we'll kind of see. You guys can see we're in Asia session, so I'm going to fast forward this a little bit closer to New York, so just bear with me here. All right, so now it's New York session and you can see how we're kind of coming down. You can also see how much liquidity we have built above these highs, right? And we've had this area that shifted up very strongly. We built a lot of stacked highs over here. We made more relative equal highs here as well. And now we're starting to trade down lower. So now you can see we're over here in New York session. We have all this buy side liquidity that I just talked about resting above here. Now we want to see the market kind of come down into this area that hasn't been mitigated yet. And you can also see that we did not come into this demand zone. We just kind of came into the balance, so then we're having a reaction. This is one of those instances where if you are waiting for the extreme, there are some times where you'll get missed. Like say, for example, this came down, mitigated this area, then left. you'd be left without a trade. But there are situations that there are two things you can do in this situation. So one is you take this trade here with lower risk, so you can split the risk up, right? So you take this trade here and say it wins, then you go on with the rest of your day. Say it loses, you can have the other half of your risk ready to go in case this area gets induced, right? So that's exactly what ended up happening. You can see that the market does come down and take out all these people. Now, the reason this happened is because DXY wasn't ready yet. And at the same time, this demand zone had not been tagged in yet. We haven't mitigated this demand zone. And if we're paying attention to what I said earlier, we had this level of liquidity over here that actually didn't go and create a new high. So this area never broke this area here. So this area is most likely going to be liquidity. It's going to be swept, right? We like to call those weak lows. The same thing goes for a weak high. So if we have a high over here that comes down and fails to break a low over here, then most likely this area is going to come up and get swept. So yeah, I can touch on this in a later video, but I dive deep into this subject in the mentorship. But this area of interest, we're waiting for the market to come down into, right? And you can see we actually stab into this region perfectly, right? So we're in the 4-hour order block right now. We've had the shift to the upside. Now we've had that internal liquidity sweep that I was talking about at the beginning of the video. And we've now come into this 15-minute order block that I talked about earlier. So now you're probably asking, okay, Mac, what is the entry? So the entry we're going to be looking for, we want to see a break of structure on the 5-minute. We don't want to be going lower than the 5-minute time frame for this. You can if you want to, but I just think the 5-minute for intraday entries is very, very solid. You're not getting caught in trap moves or anything like that. So it's super, super solid. So you can see we came down. We also have a nice little imbalance over here. You want to see us break down like we just did. Then we want to see a shift above this high that creates an imbalance. We want to see an imbalance created, a break of structure above this high, and then we'll come down and look to take a trade here. Because we're in a 4-hour order block that caused a move to the upside. We're going to have a 5-minute break of structure out of here, and we've also had an internal liquidity sweep as well. So we're just stacking confluences in our favor right now that longs are going to happen. This is beautiful. This is a beautiful setup. Just pay attention and give me 1 second. So you can see we end up not breaking yet. So pay attention to this. We haven't broken above this high yet. You guys saw a moment ago, I was talking about how we needed to break above this high and then create an imbalance. When nothing happens yet, guess what? You don't take a trade. You have to wait. So now all EU has done is come down into this imbalance that I was just talking about earlier that has not been filled yet. Now we're waiting for that exact same thing to happen. We're waiting for the market to push above this high, come down into this imbalance area, and then push to the upside. That's what we want to see. That is our beautiful textbook setup here. And we have a ton of buy side liquidity above. We have New York high, then we have London high up here, and then we have this high from over here. So all the confluences are stacking in our favor, and this is looking like a beautiful trade setup, okay? So now I'm just gonna play this out, and you can see we actually do break above this high. So now we've had the 5-minute break of structure, which is clean, and you can also see right here, we have this imbalance. This is what we wanted to see as well. So now we're in our 4-hour point of interest. We've swept liquidity. We've had a 5-minute break of structure in the extreme of this area. We're expecting higher prices, so all the confluences are starting to add up. This is when you can take the risk reward tool over here and place it. This is why I love FX Replay, because you can literally take these trades as if they're happening real time, which is pretty damn cool. And it even adds kind of the emotional aspect to it. So if we target London high up here, this is a beautiful over 1 to 3. Who's ever complaining about a 1 to 3? I know a lot of you RR monsters are probably in here looking to claim those 1 to 10s and stuff. We've all been there, but these are great trades. Okay, so you can see we mitigated the extreme. We're ready to go. So I'm just going to go over here and place an order over here, and we will watch this thing play out. And you can see we dive right into this imbalance extremely nicely. We have our buy side liquidity pool targets above here. We've London up here, like I said, and then New York high from earlier in the day. And now we're just going to let this thing kind of play out. And you can see when we take, I've talked about liquidity before. I'm not going to dive too deep into it, but when we take one side, we're going to be looking for the other. So if we've taken sell side liquidity over here, we're going to be looking for buy side, which is going to be above here and above here. So this was the sell side that we took it over here. Now we're going to be running for the other side. It's like a math equation, honestly, to keep it balanced. That's the best way I kind of look at it. But let's just play this out. You can see we're starting to come up. So in an instance like this is where I would normally roll my stop loss up here to bank some profit on the 5-minute time frame. And you can see we start to push to the upside a little bit more, ultimately reaching that final take profit over here. So this was a beautiful, beautiful trade that one of our members caught. And like I said, I didn't take this trade, but this was the strategy that we use. And if you are interested in more day trading content, this is what it's going to have to be, because I'm not a day trader anymore, but I can still teach it because I did it for 4.5 years and there's still a ton of value in it. So I don't want to just leave you traders who follow me for that now that I am a swing trader. So I'll try and keep it balanced for you all. And hopefully you were able to take some value away from this. You know, in the RM trading community, you know, it's endless content. We have the course, obviously, but we also have unlimited case studies. So there's over 130 video case studies there, which is crazy. Yeah, I said 130. Those get uploaded multiple times per week. We have daily markups as well that I send out every single New York session. Even though I'm not a day trader anymore, I still send them out. Swing trading, I send them out as well. But you have access to myself. You have access to the wonderful community that we have. And yeah, it's just beautiful. Go check out the website if you're interested. And if not, you can continue to just soak up the free content here that we have. Yeah, I obviously wanted to throw that in there for you because RM trading is growing like crazy. And we have such an amazing community in there. And I'm just super grateful. But I'll stop yapping and talking about that. If you enjoyed this video and you don't want to check out RM trading, that's completely fine. Just drop a like, comment, subscribe. It means the world to me. And if you noticed I sound sick, it's because I am. This video was a battle, and I apologize if I am leaving things out. I apologize if it's not up to my A1 criteria there, but I am sick and I'm battling it, and you can probably hear it in my voice. So appreciate you all. What do I say at the end of every single video? Let's be 1% better every single day.